I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 Who You With Kirk Dog. Welcome to Speak On It, Kirk Dog. I'm Kirk Dog. What's going on? We back in the house live once again. I know it's been a while since we've been on, but hey, we are back. Tonight we have, of course, my little sister Miss Risky is in the house, and then we also have Miss Kenchelle Smith, the licensed counselor. She was on the show before. I call her little Ivana Van Zant. However you pronounce her name, but she's strong. So tonight we're gonna. The question is tonight is how is your mental health? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because a lot of things are going on in the world where mental health playing a big part in it. So I'm not gonna hold y'all up, but let my little sister up in the house because she finna talk about me. She already done text me. I already know she finna talk about me. Miss Risky, what's going on?
Nothing much. It's like you're clearly rusty because I was like
You know
just
what's
popping. But I wish I got a picture of you like
yeah, I looked down at the text. And what's crazy, I was looking at the monitor and I'm like, okay, I can see myself. Hey, that's my fault. Hey, hold on. Let me bring Miss Kenchelle in. Radio Chaos is up in the house. What's going on, Radio? My brother from another mother out of Canada. Miss Kenchelle, how you doing tonight? Uh-oh.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you now.
Amen. Amen. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Sorry about the confusion today. Hey, it's been a while since we've been on, so normally I'm on the backside. So, but we made it. So, how y'all been?
I'm
Exhausted?
good so far.
You said exhausted.
Exhausted.
Okay, what's going on? If you're just now joining us, regardless of which platform you're on, please take the time to share, like, um, tell a friend about us, and be a part of the show. You can live chat with us in the chat, and you can also call in. If you want to call in, the number is 972-591-3665. 972-591-3665. All right. How you how was your week? Miss Risky, how was your week? I know we normally talk about it.
And it's just okay. I mean, it could be better. Wish that I had some better leads or finality on my projects. So I'm still trying to get my hustle on. Um, but yeah, some's got to happen because I can no longer invest in myself. I'm poor.
Join the party. Uh, Miss Kenshare, how's your week going besides being exhausted?
It's good.
Um,
Exhausted isn't always bad. That means you're busy.
hey,
So,
that's a good thing. Just need to change the business to money needs.
hey, yeah, yes,
Need the money to work for me and not the other way around.
exactly.
Exactly. Um, so that's good. So Um, Tonight we just gonna be here, gonna have a little fun, but we also want to provide help for people, because mental health is very serious. Um, with all the stuff that we see in the news, all the senseless killing, the mass shooting when it's supposed to be celebration and just unnecessary stuff. So, if you're dealing with this, the loss of loved ones, and also dealing with stress, everyday life stress, this is a time that you can actually get some counseling on hand. You can call in 972 591 3665 972 591 3665. I'll share what been dealing with me lately. It's basically um I think since the last time we done the last show, I've lost two family members. Um, then I also have another one that is in the hospital. So it been very stressful. But then you hear about all these senseless killing, which add another stress to you, which is crazy because with those type of stress that is being added, it's like people don't respect life anymore.
I
For the
mean, at
simple
this point,
fact.
there's nothing worth to live for because everything's inflated. You can't afford to enjoy life like we did before. And even if you were just kind of in the middle of the road, surviving and getting by, it wasn't like it is now, where it's like everything is just high stress, and it stresses that we haven't experienced before. And it started with the lockdown and COVID because we're social beings, and we're cooped up in the house with all our mental illness that we could kind of cope with activities and mask. And now you're cooped up in the house and you're like, oh, we're just locked in with crazy, and I'm crazy by myself or with family, and it just breeds more chaos. And it never got resolved, or there was no aid to help with that, because we don't promote mental health at all.
Exactly. And that's why I choose to use this platform to be able to bring awareness to it. It's okay to ask for help if you're struggling. It's okay um to talk to someone that is gonna listen to you. And that's why we have counselors on the show for the simple fact they can guide you the right way in handling some of these deals, some of these issues that you may be dealing with. It's I forgot the proper term. I'm not a counselor, but Miss Kenchelle, can you explain exactly what y'all do? Because I know many counselors we had on the show, they talk about they take counseling also, so it's very important that
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone, if you can, should have someone outside of your family and your social circle that you can go to that is completely unbiased, right? They don't have any what we call skin in the game. So they just want to help you with whatever you need help with. And for us, we help you with an alternative perspective. So something that you might have thought about or might not have, and a way to process that in a healthy manner.
okay, and that's what counselor do. And I've been saying it for the longest. I've been taking counseling since 2018. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2018. 2018. If I miss a week, it's that's when I come on the show be cussing a lot. So,
That's
but
just how
I'm
you are in nature.
don't tell everybody
You
my
like to use
business.
those as adjectives and adverbs,
Don't tell everybody my business now.
sometimes a noun.
But basically, what we asking people to do is to get help. That's why Miss Kenchelle is here today. Where if you need help, we can get you in the right place. So don't be ashamed to put it in a message, or if you want to call, you can call and you can talk with the counselor live. Um, Even if you call, it's private, so we're not gonna expose you. So, and that's one thing about a counselor. If you reach out to them, they cannot discuss anything with anybody except for one thing: if you tell them I'm killing somebody. Uh, so that's the only way. So, yeah,
Yep, hurting yourself or hurting someone else.
that's the only way they can discuss it. So, yeah, I'm gonna have the number up. Um, you're more than welcome to call them, make an appointment, and reach out to a counselor. So, but other than that, Miss Risky, I know you mentioned that it's a struggle for you trying to get your projects done. We all go through stuff. We do, and it's not easy. It's not
Yeah,
easy. Um, and not only that, let me go back and say this too. You can actually get counseling for free. You can get it for free. Go to your HR, ask about the EAP program. They will provide counseling for you for free. So don't be ashamed. Do that. Um, so Miss Risky, you're working on a couple of projects.
a few. Yeah, I'm working on a few. It's crazy. I have no or like it's been such chaos. I can't organize my thoughts anymore. Then I get to a point where I'm not motivated to do anything anymore. I'm trying, but the struggle is real.
Yeah,
Um, because I've been working on like my trying to get an agent for 10,000 years, like almost a decade, and those I'm just like everybody is like, well, we have a hybrid now, and it's like you got to put money in, and like unless you're famous, you can't find a traditional publishing company. Then I have the script, and then I created a figure out how to market that and get investors and put it out there. So right now, my uh, I guess I'm just trying to work on seeing if I can get that going, um, and try to get that online instead of working on getting printing companies, because I'm not spending $10,000 for something that I'm not going to be able to recoup you know my losses. Like I would have to sell the cards at like $50 a set deck. Ain't nobody paying for that.
yeah, that's kind of hard to market, and I know for myself, I have been shopping around for agents also. The day trip diva, what's going on? Welcome to the show. First time seeing you in here. Please like and share, like you on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. Click the notification also, um, for you to know whenever we go live. For myself, I've been trying to find the best book deal I could do to actually get my book published. Yeah, it costs a lot of money. So, um, but I want to be able to find the right deal. Um, Welcome T Cal to the show, who is also on YouTube. Said hello and happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. Thank you for always being a good supporter of the show. And thank you for hanging with us for a couple of years now. Um, but it's a lot. Um, Dealing with trying to find the right agent. Yeah, excuse me. And I just had surgery on the 4th. So I'm still recovering from that also. So, and if you know me, I don't like to be at home all the time because it mental health, it started kicking in when you limit it to, instead of doing the things you like to do and want to do, but you have to be stationed at one point. That's a rough thing. And then everybody who you know they had a life going on. You can't always meet them for lunch. How many times I asked you about going out to lunch last week, Risky?
Well, listen, I had plans. I had things I needed to do,
No,
and it just worked out that way. Things just happened,
yeah,
and I wasn't able to do it.
no, I understand. And trust me, I called so many folks last week. I was like, hey, want to do lunch? Want to do lunch? Because I'm like, hey, I'm at home and I stopped wearing my boot yesterday because they tell me they won't, wean myself off of it. So um, having some discomfort, but I start rehab next week, and hopefully I can get back to work soon. But hey, it's a nightmare. Mental health. That's what we're talking about tonight, and that's something that I've recently been experiencing from the things going on in my life. Yeah, like I tell y'all all the time, I may get on here, laugh, joke, but y'all don't know what goes on after. What happened after that? It's like, hey, I need something to do, and you can't start no habits. um, can't be going up to Oklahoma. That get expensive. So I don't want to do that one. But Miss Kenchelle, I said I wasn't gonna call you Kenchelle. I told you it wasn't gonna be the last time you heard of Miss Kenchelle. Um, I know it's been a couple of months since we talked. Um, anything new going on with you? I know
Still
you
in
busy.
school. Yeah, I'm busy still in school, but I'll be done at the end of July. So finally, the home stretch is done. So just, seeing people, seeing clients, kids, adults, couples, you know,
Well, that's good. You staying busy, and I know Miss Simmons. She been on the show several times, and she's a good mentor to have because she's gonna lead and guide you in the right direction. Now, if you call them about counseling, don't be calling them playing now, because they
consistency is key.
they don't play around. If they give you homework to do, you need to do that homework. And they provide counseling for everyone, regardless of where you are. Whether if you in the Metroplex or if you in California, New York, or whatever, they can still provide counseling for you. So you just have to reach out to them and go with it like that. I recommend everyone to take counseling. Um, should I pose? How about this one?
No,
No,
I'm trying to use. Ooh, I don't know what I just did. I accidentally flipped my camera. I'm
oh,
trying to use TikTok and do a live video, and try to get more followers to our show. And
oh,
I was
okay.
like, "Is like you? It's been a minute since I've done any of this." I was
We
like, "Oh, look,
rusty.
what does this do?"
We are rusty because I'm like, look, um, I we planned on doing a show a couple of weeks ago, and something happened, and we couldn't do it. I don't know what happened, but it's for some reason we couldn't do it, and just life. We keep saying life because life is sometimes it's good, majority of the time is good, but then you had those bad times too. So um so Miss Kenshell, since
Yes.
you finished your school, what is your next thing you're gonna do? What are
So
you planning on next?
I have to get certified, right? So I have to take the national counselor examination to become certified for LPC. So I'll do that and then do my 3,000 hours with Ms. Beyond so I can have my complete licensure. And then I'll hopefully partner with her and then we'll, do some extra things with counseling.
No, okay, that's good.
Any particular area you're gonna specialize in, or you just gonna do it all?
I do a little bit of everything, right? So
Okay.
grief, anxiety, PTSD, marriage counseling, individual focus, children. I start at age 5. I also do. I help kids that's on the spectrum of autism. I attend 504 meetings, SPED meetings, and help advocate for them as well with the school. So I do branch off a little bit and do stuff outside of the office.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, so you it seem like your schedule gonna be like Miss Simmons' schedule. Soon to be Doctor
Yes, soon
Simmons.
to be Dr. Simmons.
Yes, and we got to do something for her too. Um, I think she says she finished pretty soon. So
Yeah, it's coming up. She on the last go round. So
when Dr. Simmons, when she finished and become that doctor, we would definitely have her come back. Um, oh, so they saying they need you down in Houston. Talking about for a hot girl summer
All of
or
the
to come
above.
down there to practice. I'm asking because I'm like, hey, um, because most people talking about going to Houston, they be talking about Galveston, turn up. What y'all young folks say? Yeah, turn up.
Are they still saying lit? Is that a thing still?
I I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Well, with Miss Kenchelle, she probably wouldn't know because she been busy. Got to keep her head in those books. Got to keep them right. So that's good. Day trip diva. I told you we are a serious show, but we also love to have fun because we have to laugh. Laugh and take a whole bunch of stress off of you. So um T Cow said I think it's lit. So hey, I don't know. I'm outdated. Oh young folks be talking about, man, you old head, you outdated. I'm not that old now. I can get crunk now. Don't don't let the baby face fool you. So now, but I was telling Miss Risky before you came on, I was like, man, my birthday is in 12 days.
What are you
Time
gonna do?
flies. I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably just chill. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. My wife asked what I want to do. I don't know. I'll probably just chill because her birthday is in 6 days. So that's a lot of money going around in circles. So it's 7 days apart. I'm like, nope. So I don't know yet. Come on now, radio. Talking about halfway to 102. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm hoping I can live that long. See, people just don't show love no more. Talking about well, honestly, he's right. I will be 51 out. Hey, I'm not afraid of my age. I love it.
As long as you don't
Cause
look it, that's all that matters.
and I seen some seen some people that I
Listen, these
laughed at.
younglings are not aging well,
I
and they I don't know why they hating on Gen X. Like we're just unbothered. Let us just walk around and live life with our psychosis. We ain't bothered nobody. That we keep
I
getting invited to these parties.
somebody sent me a picture, a video, and the person said they was like 35. And I said the devil is a lie. I had to replay that video. I'm like, it's no way in hell that person is 35. It's no way.
I know
But
there was a trend not too long ago of like post your age and your video to prove that you don't look as old as you are. And one lady, she was like, "I was born in '83, maybe 1938." I was like, methamphetamines is no joke.
I
But
thought about doing that thing on TikTok where it show your age and all that. I said no. I probably throw my phone out the window because black don't crack. Um, so
sometimes there's people
well,
who have
yeah,
hard lives, you know, hard lives.
yeah. Some people do have some, and
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I'm not judging nobody. Um, so it just really depends. Um, who you like? It's somebody for everybody. So, um, for some reason, Miss Risky, I keep thinking you need for me to pose or something. You know,
Well, I'm trying to get them because I apparently there's a lot of people joining, and they're trying to get participate, and I'm like, no, go here to participate. People who are on TikTok,
uh,
go on YouTube, restream, Facebook, because what are you now? Speak on it, Kurt Dog.
yeah. Speak on the Kurt Dog on YouTube. If they go to YouTube, are you live?
Yes,
Okay.
and then
See, we hood on here.
yeah,
Um,
ghetto.
um, send me. Did you share it with me? No, you didn't.
Uh, you're
No.
asking me to do random things. I have no idea. I'm barely keeping this
Oh,
video straight. All right,
okay.
so like, what do you want me to do?
No,
Like,
I okay, I got it. I got it.
you
Okay,
want me
hold
to
on.
add you as a well,
Yeah.
no, just add you as a
I
guest.
don't know how to do this.
Uh, I don't know. I
Uh
mean, I just posted your at. That's it.
okay.
So
Um
I don't know.
I s-
These younglings, I have a feeling these are younglings, and they figure out how to do it.
so is that the reason why the AI is taking off so popular because we don't know how to deal with it as older
No,
folks?
because if you haven't noticed, these kids are crazy, and they're our future, and it's looking pretty bleak.
Oh, let me
So AI is going to help try to
okay.
maintain our
All
world.
right. I just request I
Requested
think I
what?
did. I thought I did. Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Hmm.
But I
Let's
don't know
see.
what you're trying to do. Like,
I was gonna come on your live.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out though, because
Yeah, because
we'll
the
be,
echo. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, the
that's
echo
why
not
I'm
good.
not inviting anybody to go live. Because I was
Okay.
like,
I'll leave out.
oh, wait, hold on. Oh, dang.
Okay.
I
See,
saw a feature and I was like, oh, wait. And then you went
now
away.
I'm out. I'm out. So
Yeah, I know. We could practice on the weekend and just do something and see what we can do.
every time I try to get you to do it, you be like, "Oh, I'm busy."
Lies. You have never invited me to do a live. Bruh, when?
I said, "Hey, let's go live on TikTok," and you were like, uh,
When? In your dreams,
a
maybe.
while
What
back, you were
about a
like,
while back?
I
That was
think
probably
one
at
time
Polka.
I was finna say uh that was one of your answers. I wasn't trying to put your business out there. Cause one of
What's
you
wrong
was
with
like,
Polka? Ain't nothing wrong with Polka.
I'm going to play
I
poker.
play
Oh,
Polka.
I see.
Not
I
cash games. I
yeah,
refuse to play
not
for money.
not cash game, free poker,
Yeah,
free poker.
free
So,
because I'm poor.
and I actually won 2 tournaments this week. So,
I
I'm
won one recently, but it's been
um
kind of crazy recently.
um hold on. I'm trying to can
Yes.
you see that the box pop up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. I wanted to make sure you did. Um, but that's a private message we can send folks. Just us,
Okay.
just us. Um, uh, but yeah, I won 2 games this week. One game, the woman I've been knowing her for over 10 years, and she was like, "I hate when people try to bully me." So I ended up taking her out, and she didn't want to split the last man standing. Okay, because she was chip leader. Um, so my spelling is wrong. I'm sorry. I'm trying to type and um so I'm sorry.
What are you trying to do? You got a lot of
I'm
dead air. Focus. You
no,
got
because I'm trying to do some stuff. That's all. Um, that's all it is. I was trying to do some stuff and I wasn't trying to make sure I c- I don't have spell check on here. So okay. So that's all it is.
I mean, I guess before, just so we don't waste Kinchelle's time,
Yeah.
um, what would your advice be for someone dealing with um, just day-to-day stress? How to, not let it seep into your like personal life, like your internal turmoils or whatnot. Like how to not bring that to outside sources.
So like work life balance
Yes.
type of thing. I think you have to one acknowledge that you have a lot going on or whatever it is you have going on, right? Like I need to verbally acknowledge this is all that I have that's going on and this is how it makes me feel. And then I tell a lot of people to focus on the most important, right? So, what's most important for today, for the next 3 days, for the next week, and deal with that first instead of looking 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead, and that brings on extra stress.
And that's why I have no skin on my fingers. My anxiety levels, like I have so many things, and I'm like, and it's just randomness. I think one time I had a random dream that I had a roach infestation, and I woke up and I was in a bad mood the whole day because I was pissed off, and it's irrational, and I know it's irrational. Why am I pissed off? Maintenance didn't help me. I don't need maintenance right now. I don't have a roach problem. It was in my dream. Like I'm still mad at my niece because she doesn't listen in real life. So that was the moral of my dream. But she was about to get eaten by zombies and wouldn't listen to me. And I took that like years later. I'm still mad at her. I called her the next day. You need to learn to listen.
You're
So yeah,
projecting
yeah.
fears
Hmm.
into your everyday life,
Yes.
right?
And I
These
need
are
to stop that,
dreams.
and I need to figure out how to not do that.
And so one is reminding yourself it was just a dream. And then be like, yes, she do not listen, but she has not gotten eaten by zombies today. It is
Right.
okay. Right? It was just a dream. It's not
Yeah.
reality. And I think a lot of times we get so mixed up in what our idealistic views are and what we hope to be or what should be versus what actually is. And so
Yeah.
you have to find tangible tools that can help you bring yourself back to reality.
Yeah.
And we use a lot of grounding techniques. So using your five senses to remind you something, smell, touch, sight, taste, to remind you, okay, I'm in reality. Like, yeah, that's bothering me, but I am in reality. All right.
Yeah. I
And
just fight
that's not
myself.
happening now.
Like I would wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning looking for things that didn't exist. And I knew it didn't exist. I knew it didn't exist. But my irrational brain
Hmm.
was like, yeah, but just to be sure, let's look for those roaches. Let's look for those rats. I don't have any of those things. And I know this. And it happened, like even today, this still happens. And I still yell at, well, I don't yell at my niece, but I still bring up, you didn't listen to me when those zombies were coming towards us. Listen to your auntie.
And that's something too to be like, okay, I'm gonna be more proactive and like, hopefully, I know this is not real, but just to make sure it does not become real, let me go ahead and do a double check.
Yeah, but yeah, fortunately, it doesn't happen a lot, but it's starting to rear its evil head again. And I'm just like, yeah, we need to figure out how to not do that
Do
because
you
I would,
have
and
any
then I,
coping skills that you use when you feel anxious?
no, that's the problem. That's why I have no skin on my fingers,
Hmm.
and I eat, just random like I'm not that person who's like, oh, I'm sick, I can't eat. Oh, I'm depressed, I can't eat. Oh, like I eat for everything. Happy, family gatherings, sad. I can have a sinus infection. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go get me some street tacos, and it makes me feel better. So I need to figure out writing. So I need to be more vigilant in my writing because
Hmm.
that's when I was able to deal and funnel that anguish and pain and anxiety. And now that I'm just kind of like, it's not working out for me. Now my emotions and feelings and things are and anxiety is all over the place. And so
And
now
then,
I'm just like, huh, waking
but
up in the middle of
too,
the night
right?
looking for
the
things that don't exist.
writing the writing, it could be like, okay, I'm not motivated, I don't have enough energy to do it, so why don't you transition from writing with paper and pen to maybe voice notes, right? I'm just going to say it, I'm going to speak it, and I'm going to let that be that, because you, if you continue to let it play in your mind, it's like an orbit, right? It goes
Yeah.
around and around, but when you say it out loud, it never plays in your head the same way which you said it out loud. So it kind of helps ease the intensity of whatever it is you're feeling.
Yeah. Okay, we could try that because I know other people have recommended doing like voice um, recordings or
Hmm.
voice to text. Um, and I tried that briefly and then I fell off, but also was doing poker then like a lot. But then I stopped doing that because I was like, that's taking up too much of my life. And I can't focus. Um, so yeah, and I'm just, doing random things, painting by numbers, just to try to get kickstart my creative juices.
Hmm. And those
And
are all good things to do. It's nothing wrong with, a distraction as long as it's healthy, right? Something that's going to get your mind off of something immediate and transition it to something else, but your mind is still working. It's just not working on the stress.
yeah, okay. And that's something I can work on.
And then remind yourself when you go for them tacos, be like, okay,
Listen,
am I really hungry? Or
well,
is
yeah,
these
I really do be
tacos,
hungry.
but are these tacos gonna help me calm down, or do I just
Well,
want them to want them?
I just use that as, because it's spices. Like if I have a sinus infection, it clears my
Hmm.
sinuses.
But there's other
So
ways
it
you
makes
can clear
it
your
literally makes me
sinuses
feel better.
with
Yeah.
spices that's
Hmm.
not eating the food.
But tacos
It tastes
taste
good.
good. I
It's
need my
amazing.
nutrition.
Uh huh. Uh huh. We don't need extra nutrition. We just need baseline.
That'd be like the only meal though. Like give me my 4 tacos, and then I lay on the couch, take my emergency, and keep it moving. But yeah, it's like I've never or hot and sour soup. Just anything with spices, and I'm sick. It makes me feel better, like physically feel better. Like it opens up things. And I'm sure there are alternatives to that, but I don't. Girls got to eat.
We don't want to deprive of the food.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm
So
not eating 15 tacos.
yeah, that'll be a little bit too much.
Yeah,
So
four is
so
my limit.
so I know some people when they get up under stress, they do have a habit of eating. Um, I know for me, um, since my surgery, it's like every hour on an hour, I gotta eat something. Whether if it's a Rice Krispie or some fruit, whatever, I gotta eat something. And normally I eat maybe once or twice a day, and that's it. And but now it's like I'm bored trying to do a lot of stuff, and it's like every hour I need to grab something. So I try to do like trail mix or something like that. Uh, Trying to keep this hot boy summer good. So not
Listen,
trying
my
to.
hot body is on hiatus right now.
Mine's almost there. That's why I
What?
can't wait until I get back to work.
I did lose some weight, so I
That's a
gained
good
some
thing.
of it back, but I'm still 20, down 20. Like I lost almost 30. And
That's
then, the
good.
holidays hit, my birthday hit, all in like a short amount of time. And those 7 pounds that I gained back just don't want to
Time
go
three.
nowhere. But I'm also, again, my motivation level for a lot of things I'm maintaining.
How you do on your detox last week?
I mean, I did. You know what? It was easier. It wasn't as it wasn't like the first time I did my juice cleanse, because you drink your 6 juices throughout the day. They're pre-pressed juices from this company. Um, the first time I did it, day one. Now I have to eat solids within hours of me waking up, or I will fall out. And when I tell you, I was craving things that I haven't had since I was a kid. Who eats cinnamon toast? No one. I haven't had that since I was a po child in Oak Cliff. Like you put it in, put your butter and cinnamon and sugar. Nobody, I ain't thought about toast or anything in decades. And then as soon as I'm drinking salt, liquids, oh, you know what? Cinnamon toast. What I
Blind
would
people.
do to get that. But yeah, but this since I've done it a few times, this time it was easier. It was easier. So I didn't um, do anything. I didn't lose my mind, so it was easy. But I also make sure it's a 3-day weekend, so I'm not around people, foods, and temptations, and that works for me.
I know when I did my juice cleanse last year, I did pretty good. I actually lost, I think it was like 19 pounds in 3 days. Strictly juice and water, and that was it. Um, it was good, but since I've been off, I probably gained that back. But I'm working on it, so I
Yeah,
can
I had
start.
gained mine back, but I'm not eating like full meals. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
So I'm
that's what I'm
still,
saying. I just snack, and I hate trying to just stay occupied to keep my mind off of stuff. Now, when I'm not at home, that's completely different. But if I'm just here and unable to go places, or especially the first 2 or 3 days, I was unable to drive. So I'm at home. Shout out to my wife because I did have my bail.
was it
So
a little bit,
no, it was ding,
bring forth
ding.
some beverages, wench. No, I'm just kidding.
She was right on the day I had my surgery. She was actually sitting next to me. I just hit the bell. What you need, baby? I'm like, nothing. I was just gonna see if you wanted, if you was gonna answer or not. But now my wife is
Yeah,
good.
she takes the
So
bill and she's
no,
like, you can have it back in an hour.
I couldn't cause the thing is, I'm one of the type of people, I'm gonna try to do stuff myself if I can. But if it's to the point where I can't, then I'm gonna um, do some other stuff. So I will ask for help. I couldn't go upstairs for like 3 or 4 days to come up here, and that was rough.
Yeah.
So, but if you're just now tuning in, you are listening to Speak on It, Kurt Dog. I'm Kurt Dog. Miss Risky is in the house, and also Miss Kenchelle is also in the house too. Um, this is the time if you um, have questions about counseling, definitely why she's here. Um, Definitely ask the questions and be able to get some help, free help, free help. That's what she's here for, is to provide counseling for people. And also, if you don't want to call in, talk with her, you can call their office and they can set an appointment for you. But the only way counseling really work, you have to be honest with them and with yourself. Because if you're not honest, it's not gonna work. And they can tell if you're lying. And they can tell. I tell the story all the time. When I first went in there, I sat in there and I looked at my counselor like, okay. They asked me a question. I'm like, short answer. Yeah, no, no. Mm-mm. By that third visit, I was in there crying. I was like, look, I need some help.
See,
So
me, I would be all over the place because it would be just a sea of randomness until we figured out, wait a minute, she's just saying things like, but it'd be real stuff, but it'd just be random and it has nothing to do with why I'm there.
That's why you do intake paperwork. And so you say what problems you feel like you're having. And then when we
Too
do the
many, I don't
intake
know.
session, and when we do the intake session and we kind of weave through, so we can pull you back when you go drifting off. I
Yeah,
let you drift for like a minute or two, and they're like, okay, let's come back to
yeah,
this
no more
side.
zombie talk.
be like, be like, look,
Like
that's
30
not
of
what
them.
I want to talk about. This, no, we need to deal with this issue first, and then
We,
uh, I've seen where some counselor would actually in the middle of a session, as soon as it get good, they be like, okay, see you next week. But that was on TV. But my counselor, they know I gotta have every minute of it, every minute. But it, I'm a much better person because of it. I just say that my attitude is better. I can deal with things. Somebody cut me off. I'm not telling them they number one no more. So
oh, I still
uh,
cuss them out. I was never much for telling them that they were number one. That was never my thing. But I
shoot,
am one of these.
shoot, I'll tell them in a heartbeat. Now, it was an incident that happened today. Um, somebody coming home, they know this lane is finna merge into the other lane, gonna go down to one lane. I hate when somebody try to pass me to get in front of me, knowing that
And then not
it's a
going,
car in front of me.
yeah.
So I'm like, no. So I speed up. I'm not perfect. I speed up to keep them from getting in front of me. And wish they would say something.
Oh,
Then
I
I'll tell
still
them they
like
number
boxing
one.
cars in when I see them trying to weave into traffic. And especially if they're trying to get around a truck, I'll just kind of go up just a little bit so that they're blocked. And then sometimes, like a truck or SUV, they'll see what I'm doing and all right, keep them in.
Exactly. But
Can't you help it? I know we petty. We petty in Texas.
I'm still a work in progress. And that's all I can tell
Yeah,
you.
I'm
I'm a
not
work
working on
in
that.
progress.
That's how I get over myself.
That's what
Boxing
that
people in.
means.
That's it right there. I mean, it's safe. I mean, I just box you in and pretend like I
But
don't see you trying to get by.
but the problem is today people are so crazy they quit to pull a gun. I just seen an
Well, if you
incident.
make it obvious that's what you're doing.
I look at them, I'd be like,
Oh no, I give a side eye and then just see where they are, and then like if I see them trying to get in the gap, I'll speed up a little.
you see, the day trip diva know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly. You knew 5 miles back that lane was going to end, and you want to wait until the last minute to get in front of everybody.
Exactly.
No.
I understand. Radio Chaos said I can't stand people who drive slow in the fast lane. Hold on now. I don't drive slow, but
I mean, define slow because in Texas, the speed limit is what, 70,
70.
but 90 is accepted.
Because normally I'm driving above the speed limit between 75, almost 80. And then they looking at me like I'm slow. Well, I'm not finna keep getting over in the right lane and have to get back over for somebody can pass me. I'm like, hey, so we have a question that came in. How do how do adults deal with our babies who deal with mental issues if parents are unable to be honest, transparent, or willing to open up wholeheartedly? And it's another part. Um, I'm in the education field, and our babies are hurting because we, as adults, are hurting for these very reason and more. Oof. I I give my answer, then I'll let you give the professional answer.
Okay.
Um, I feel like we need to break the generation curse, and what I mean about that, because a child is gonna mimic what they see. they're gonna grow up the way that they was treated. Now, I don't understand about the young folks, but a good butt whooping didn't hurt nobody growing up. That's my opinion, but I'm gonna let the professional give you the give you the true opinion,
It's a
Miss.
twofold because we can either become who we've seen and what we've learned, or we can choose to do the opposite, right? And the good thing about our generation is that a lot of us chose to do the opposite. No one had to tell us to do the opposite. We just saw what was being done and was like, yeah, that's not for me, right? This generation now, a lot of them are very entitled, right? Because you have this world of social media. The culture is really look at me. And so a lot of them want attention. And a lot of these behaviors is for attention, meaning either the attention that they're getting at home is inappropriate and unhealthy, or they're not getting any attention at all. And so when I go to school, I'm going to act out because I want all eyes on me. And I don't know how to do it in the manner in which it's acceptable, right? And then you have the ones that I understand what's being done, but I just don't care to follow the directions and follow the rules. And so we have to remember, excuse me one second, we have to remember that um, a lot of the times we have to, as educators, as people in any industry, model the behavior for them, right? Show them how it means to be firm and assertive, but still give love and care and attention and guide them. And we don't realize the power that we have not being in their family because they realize that, oh wait, you can't whoop me, right? I mean, you can, but you might go to jail. So you can't whoop me. You can't hurt me or harm me in those type of ways, but I respect you more because you're taking the time out. Even if that child is not showing you that they appreciate the things that you're doing for them, their behaviors eventually as they get older will show like, oh no, they really learned something. And so you have to educate the parent or at least try to provide those services in school to have them like, okay, here, I want you to, we're having a day where all parents meet the counselor, all parent meets this, and they could see that it's not this stigma of somebody you just run and tell business who that's going to tell it to somebody else. Because a lot of parents think that, oh, if my child talks to this person, then I'm going to get in trouble. And that's just not the way the system works. And that's not the way mental health works. And so they don't want to be judged. They feel like you can't tell me anything about my child, but then they don't see their child's behavior and what's really happening. So it's shedding that light upon them children and on the parents to say, no, I'm going to put this mirror of reflection in front of you. Your child is behaving this way because this is what you're allowing. And we have to be honest with them and transparent with these parents and confront the behaviors. Like, I can't be upset at this child because I know this is what's happening at home. So if you want to change, you're going to have to change first. And you have to hold the parents accountable when they don't want to be in order for the children to see, like, oh, okay, well, my mama getting told, oh, okay, well, then I might want to fall in line too.
Right. And I think that's a big part of it because now kids, they have no respect for authority.
Yeah.
Like they don't respect teachers, the parents, because they think they're grown and know it all. And so you don't have that fear. Like my mother can give me a look right now, and I am almost 50 years old, and I'm kids don't have that because they know the police law is on their side. So they use that to their benefit. But like you said, it's a trickle down effect. If the parents get their minds right, it trickles down, and then the kids will want to mimic what they see. And I think that's what we're missing. We just need to promote healthcare, mental health, and make it so, not so taboo in minority communities, especially.
But then
And I
also
think
too,
that's
I
the start.
think, I think that letting the child know and the parents and whoever's involved know that it's okay to be different, right? You don't have to do what your parents do. You don't have to do what your siblings do. A lot of them don't see what it looks like for someone to succeed and be happy and be successful in any right. And so they like, well, if I don't see it, I don't know how to do it. And we don't have to see it in order to try to achieve it, right? And so that's just encouraging them and motivating them to want to be different. Like, why do you want to be like everybody else? Why do you want to be like your parents? Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but why won't you strive for something better? And let me show you how to get the better. Knowledge is power. And so if I can educate you to give you a little bit more understanding to make better choices, Why wouldn't you want that? And so it's help motivating them by helping them find their interests, finding things that they're passionate about, and then pushing them in that direction so they can see the difference between how to behave properly and how and what inappropriate behavior does. But that's also giving consequences and following through with those consequences. Because a lot of these children don't really know what a consequence is. They like, oh, you took my phone for a day, when I get it back.
Right.
What you mean when you get it back? The month of February. No, we're not doing
Right.
that. And so they're so used to, oh, I'll get punished. I get my TV taken for a day, or I can't be on my phone for a few hours. Well, that's not a adequate enough consequence for that child if they continue the same behavior. So it's finding the consequence that works for the child to say, okay, and I ask a lot of my children, like, if you had to get something taken away or what would help you not do your behavior? So if I gave you a consequence, what would I have to do to make you stop doing what you're doing? And some of them like make me not be able to go outside for 6 weeks. If I couldn't go outside for 6 weeks, I stop. If you take my TV away for a month, then I'm gonna have to decide to be better. And so I help make them come up with consequences that they feel like will change their behaviors if they got in trouble, and how long they think they should last.
Yeah,
Mm.
like kids in the timeout. Put them in a timeout. That didn't work for all the kids. And I've seen it, and I was like, I found out quickly that certain kids, if they see that life is going on without them, then it was more impactful. So put them in a corner, you and their little friends have fun. And I'm speaking as, someone who visited a daycare when my niece was there. But, or if my niece was in trouble when she was a child and she saw that my sister and I were engaging and having fun without her while she was in the corner or in her room with the door open, hearing us have fun, she didn't want to not be a part. And so she kind of self corrected. And so that worked with her. And I think a lot of these kids, uh, the parents don't know how to discipline because they don't take the time out to figure out what works. Because, paddling didn't work for everybody, timeout corner didn't work for everybody, punishments didn't work for everybody. You have to find out what works for that particular kid. Everybody's different.
And that is exactly true. You can't parent one child the same way you parent the other. And you can't parent the way that you was parented. I mean, you can bring aspects of how you were parented, but that does not always work. And so you have to find out how your child best learns, how your child best communicates and receives communication. But that's with every individual. The way I receive communication is very different than the way you receive communication. And if I'm talking to you in the way that I receive it, and then I'm upset with you because you don't receive it that way, then that's a fault of my own. And we have to, with my daughter, she has a therapist, and her therapist was like, stop taking her toys and stuff out of her room. Keep everything there and stop her access to them. So you're gonna look at them every day and be bored. You just don't have access to it anymore. So taking away the access can look different for each child. Some you take it physically away, and then at other times, like my mom used to do that. Like, I'm not taking this TV out this room anymore. It's too heavy. It's gonna stay in here, and I dare you to turn it on.
My
And
mother
so
was
I
like,
gotta
either take
I
this
gotta
bubble
sit there
pen
and
or you
watch
can be
exactly. I
punished for
gotta
a
sit
week.
there and watch this, but then too also giving options, because I know parents, and I've had some parents that will give their child, an option. Okay, you can either get this whooping or you can do these wall squats. Which one you want? I'm gonna let you choose which consequence. But here's, or you can have this grounding for 2 weeks, or you can have this. And giving a child options is not a bad thing. It's not. I'm not gonna give you an option that you really would want to go to. That's where the problem comes in. Like, oh, you
Exactly.
could go out to dinner with your friends, or you could stay home and not do anything. Well, I think I'm gonna go and take
Right.
this out with my friends. And so the options you give them need to be in line with what's proper for whatever the behavior was. It's just one might be less extreme than the other, but it's still a good consequence for the behavior.
Right. One may be just an instant, like you said, a butt whipping, instant punishment, and then all is well. And then one is more drawn out. Like
Hmm.
me, I couldn't be without being outside. That hurt me. All my friends are outside. Let's
Hmm.
get this butt whooping, and then I'll like sniffing and snotting outside, but I'm outside.
Yeah. And then two,
Exactly.
you see patterns, right? So if every time this is what you're choosing, but your behavior stay the same, then your consequence needs to change. You no longer
Right.
get to pick that option because your behavior isn't saying that that consequence works, but that's about paying attention, right? And
Yeah.
seeing that it's a parenting is a trial and error. Dealing with anyone is a trial and error, and so we have to figure out what works best and what works best to where we don't go to jail, we're not being abusive, we're not being
Right.
negligent, right? And that we're trying to help build great individuals, right? Now everybody has a choice. I tell my children all the time, you have a choice. Can no one can choose for you. You have to choose for yourself. And you can only choose your own actions and behaviors. No one can choose that for you. I can influence you, but I can't make that final decision for you. Only you can do it yourself. And so when you hold them accountable for the choices that they make, they either choose to make better decisions or choose to deal with the consequences. But the pacifying the children becomes the problem because now we're coddling them for them to think that everything should go the way they want it to go. Me, I don't get what I want, so I'm going to throw this tantrum. Well, no, that's not the way life works because you're not going to always get what you want. And so I have to show you what it looks like when you don't get what you want. And we call it exposure, right? Exposing them to things that may not be the most pleasant to see what their reactions are to help them deal with how to better react.
All right. And
And
also, we need to not lump a nice, simple butt whooping with a beat down. Those are two different things. Like a beat
yeah,
down, if you leaving black and blue marks on a child, that's abuse. A little, spanking. Because I think with my niece when she was younger, I'd smack her on her thigh. It didn't hurt her, but she hated that I was disappointed in her and she got in
Mm-hmm.
trouble. And it's like, hitting a dog with a newspaper. It's more the noise that shocks them because you're not going to town on the dog. You're just shocking them and say, "Hey, stop that." Same thing in my eyes with the child. Just shock them and make them, "Hey, focus, stop that." So
exactly. Now I know we getting ready to let Miss Kenchelle go. A couple of things came in, which we brought up the school, and TCAL brought up how the teachers are getting abused every day. Now, it is true. Radio brought up the fact that a teacher was pepper sprayed from taking a young lady phone. Guess about a month or two ago, it was a teacher
yeah, I think
assaulted.
yeah, because I
Uh,
think he maced her. She maced him, and then he took the phone, and then she maced him again in a hallway. So it was two. She
okay,
did it twice.
so
So
we
I
only
don't know
seen one.
what caused the incident at the school initially, or what happened, but she was probably on her phone, and he probably told her get off the phone, and then she
Mm-hmm.
maced him, and then
And
he
then
took the phone.
the young lady that had the fight with the teacher, um, I forgot what city it was in, but I think it was in one of the Carolinas. I'm not sure though. Where the young lady was at the desk and tried to snatch her phone back from the teacher. I know a lot of school teachers. The rules are you don't use your phone in school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when it comes down to it, this young lady took it up on her own to try to fight this grown woman.
That's the entitlement, right? I worked in the school for 4.5 years with administration, and that is the entitlement of these children that the rules don't apply, right? That's one. Two, there has to be classroom management that comes into effect of that. Like your children, your students need to know what is accepted and what is not, and what's expected of them when they enter your classroom. And so, if you have your phone out and you have not asked permission, I'm gonna take it away, and there will be a $10 fine to get it back. And if you don't want that to happen, you can put it away. I'll give you one warning. After that one warning, that's what it is, right? That then there's consequences that follow. Now, I got out of education um, mainly because of going into my field, but I am of a different breed, and so children, yes, are children, but we have 5-year-olds in kindergarten that know what they're doing. They know that spitting is inappropriate. They know that biting is inappropriate, and they can speak paragraphs and fluently in 3 different languages and will spit in your face. And sometimes you have to remember, okay, it's just a child. But other times, depending on how old that child is, I do think that there should be serious consequences. And the young lady fighting, if you want these hands, that's all you had to say is
Like,
that you want these hands. That's all you have to say,
Exactly.
right?
oh, you
Because
think you
we
grown?
can't expect
Okay.
educators to hold back because someone's age is 14. When these 14-year-olds are taller than me, stronger than me, have a mouth that sound like they pay all the bills in the world,
Right.
and they
Listen,
feel like
I am
they
not
cannot
above
be
tasing a
touched,
child.
right? They feel like they can't be touched. And so I think the schools have to have a better protocol in place when things like this happen, right? A better
Right.
protocol for the students to know what's really expected and what happens when you don't do that. You put your hands on this teacher and expect this teacher not to lay you out. That is a fault of your own because every action has a reaction, and we cannot be upset at someone's reaction to someone else's action. Now we're talking about an adult versus a 5-year-old, okay, right? And but then you're talking about a 21-year-old fresh teacher versus this 16-year-old.
Right.
Where do we draw the line? And so I think it's unacceptable for us to penalize these teachers who are defending themselves for children throwing desks and throwing chairs at their face.
And like you said, I think also maybe the school system should put something in place at the beginning of the year.
Hmm.
Like you get sent home a syllabus. All right, these are the consequences. If your child has a phone and it has to be confiscated, this is the fee. This happens more than XYZ, then this will happen.
And
And
it's
it should be a
normally in the
progression.
syllabus, and it's normally and it is in the handbook, right? And most parents don't read the handbook, and the children don't read the handbook, and they go about. But as a teacher, let me go over it real quick with you, just so
Right.
we all on the same page. Let me
Exactly.
go over it real quick so we don't have no problems. I am a part of Jesus Take the Wheel, but you better hope Jesus come help you before you try me, right? And
Because I
I
wasn't
had
always a Christian.
I had to, but two, I think it's a respect level, right? Because all of the children that we had at the school, everyone knew that I had a boundary, right? I'm automatically going to give you respect and trust, but I have a boundary. This is my respect level. This is my boundary. Don't cross this line, right? And so I'm going to give you the utmost respect and I expect that back in return. And if I don't get it, here's the consequences that follow for you not giving me what I've given you. And thankfully, no child has crossed that line. They've tiptoed to it. And I've had to, like, okay, you get real close to this line. Remember what the agreement was. But we have to be a lot more personable with these children to let them know, hey, we could be cool, but we not that cool.
Exactly. Now, and I'm gonna hit on this last one before we let you go because I know you passed your time. Um, Now we're talking about the students and all of this, but then there was a video came out a couple of weeks ago about a parent going up to the school and her daughter ran up in that ran up in the office and the mother was there encouraging her and her and her daughter both got drove. So that's the problem that we need to stop that generation curse because the mother probably grew up being disrespectful like that and she should have put a stop to her daughter
Hmm.
and then they both went and got their butt whooped.
You know,
So
some parents don't see the problem with the behavior until the behavior is turned on to them.
Because they haven't learned how to deal with their issues. Oh, and my
Hmm.
yes.
screen went black all of a sudden.
Oh, and also the day trip diva asked for your information. um I keep putting it up, but you could call the office um and definitely work with her. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to you about something else later. Um, but yeah, just call the office and you can reach at the office. It's Wellness Counseling Service LLC. Number is 817-776-5803. 18 and I'm trying to say 187 817-776-5803. Um, Now I know at one point, Miss Kenchelle, um, uh, Miss Dion had mentioned on the show, and I think we talked about it last time too, where they was given like they teamed up with someone to give scholarship for counseling. Are they still doing that, or is it full?
I am not aware if it's
Okay.
full yet, but I will reach out to her and see, and then I'll be able to give you that information.
Okay. All right. That'll be great. Um, Other than that, we appreciate you for coming out and uh the day diva trip. Uh Trip diva. I said the day it's past my bedtime. The day trip diva. If you reach out to Kenchelle at the number, she could definitely provide more service for you. And um okay, I did get your text, so I will be reaching out to you because we try to support um business that are doing the right thing. So, and by you having a 501c3, we definitely will be reaching out and supporting your business. So, and we'll go from there. So, other than that, um, Ms. Kenchelle, we appreciate you. Is it anything else you want the people to know? What you have coming up soon?
No, just, I would advise everyone to seek counseling, whether that is a community service, um, specialist, case manager, someone that can help you and assist with you in navigating life and navigating stress and being able to be the best you can be for you so you can extend that to everyone else.
Okay, Miss Risky.
What about?
Oh Lord,
What's it
tell
about?
the people where they can find you at.
So are we ending the whole show or just?
If you got more to go, we can keep going. You know,
I don't know.
no, we'll stay on another 15 minutes. Or so. How much time you need?
Dude, I would just do an hour.
Oh,
You
okay. I'm.
just
You
10
asked the
days.
question. I'm okay.
No, because
We ain't.
I'm used like because I think at one point we compromised at 1:30,
Yeah,
and even you kind of miss that sometimes. But I'm good with this.
I
But
tell you, I'm getting better with my time.
okay, you are.
See,
I mean,
see,
yeah.
you know what, Miss Risky, she's like I don't want to say because she got on me last time. I said my show wife because she tried to control me like my wife controlled me at home. It's like, look,
No, I
okay,
just keep you in line.
okay,
That's it.
but anyway,
But
um,
but I'll share. I mean, I'm in these streets now. Since
okay,
COVID doesn't exist anymore. If
the
you look
devil's a
outside,
lie. The devil's a
no,
lie.
I'm being silly. No, I mean people are just living life right now. It's like you go outside, not one mask. But anyway, find me everywhere online, RSKEE. If you want to send me a message, risky or RSKEE at yahoo.com. Send me a message there, show ideas, Instagram, TikTok. I'm always on there. So that's where I am.
Okay, and you can find me. You can either send me a message on Instagram or TikTok. Facebook, I get them. I've been doing more on Facebook, so you can reach me on that. Speak on the Kurt though. Just shoot me a message. I will respond back. Or you can text me. Look, do not be texting me some foolishness. So um, if I don't respond back right away, that's okay. I will eventually respond. But other than that, we appreciate everyone for joining in. And please, um, if you feel like you're struggling, overwhelmed, please give Miss Kenchelle a call, Miss Simmons a call. Get some help. Get some help. Regardless of what it is, get some help. Other than that, we love each and every one of you. Until next time,